In this video, I'll show you how you can create complete workflows with just a single prompt. And it's not copy pasting JSON files. We will be connecting N8N with Claude Code. So Claude can act as our N8N professional and make decisions on our behalf. First, we need to understand what Claude Code is actually capable of. So right now, Claude is actually a good guy. I mean, it's smart. If you ask it anything, it will give you a very accurate response. Um, but we want something a bit more specific. We want Claude Code to give us accurate output on N8N structure, N8N workflow, the nodes that we're using in N8N. Even though Claude already understands automation in general, but it doesn't have a very deep understanding about nodes, about the structures that N8N can produce, and the workflows and the systems that N8N is using. So to get the best results out of Cloud Code, which is actually a very smart model in coding, in researching, or if you're using it for any other purpose like strategy or stuff, Cloud Code is actually very smart, but we actually need its output to be more specific on N8N's workflows, N8N structures. So for that reason, we have to teach Cloud Code. We have to feed the right resources to Cloud Code that this is how N8N works. This is how you structure N8N's workflows, and this, basically, you're telling Cloud Code that what is N8N, what are nodes, how workflows are made, and how we will be building things like connecting stuff, webhooks, and all of that stuff in N8N. So let me give you an example. This is Cloud Code right now. It is actually smart, but we will be teaching Cloud Code that what is N8N and how you can use N8N. We will be giving Cloud Code these resources, and after we've given it these resources, Cloud Code will be an expert in N8N. Then it will understand how nodes work, how to structure workflows, what are nodes, how to debug workflows, what each node does. So there are a lot of more things that Cloud Code will then understand. So you can actually find this link in the description, and I just want you to download this file. Let's download this file, and the next step is download Visual Studio Code. Just type VS Code. If you're using Windows, then download for Windows. If you're on Mac, then find Mac. Okay, so this is the file we've extracted, and just rename this to something more pretty, N8N, and let's open this file. Okay, this is the main file that we will be importing on our Visual Studio Code. So if you double click on this file, you'll see these MD file, README file, and skills file. These are some technical things. I don't want you to go more in depth, so I'll tell what cloud.md means just in a second. And this is basically the file that we will be opening in our Visual Studio Code. Let's open our Visual Studio Code now. We want to open the folder that we just downloaded. So let's click on open folder, and wherever your file is stored, and let's just click on Cloud Code. Let's open Cloud Code, the main file that I told you, and just hit select folder. Okay, so we are right in our project, and the main file that we have in this project is cloud.md file. This is also called markdown file. This is basically the instructions, the structure that we're giving to the project, that this is your guideline, this is how you'll follow. Of course, you can make it from scratch, but so this was actually made by an N8N professional, Nate Herc. I'm pretty sure he won't mind me sharing his file because these are free resources by him. So yeah, if we already have this file, then why create it from scratch? So this is basically an instruction. It's telling the project that I know what 1084 nodes does, and I have this many. It also has templates, so it also has access to templates. It can see the structure of those templates. So what I want you to do now is just go to extensions and download Claude Code. Just write Claude, just download Claude Code, And once you're done with the download, just click on Claude icon and you'll be seeing a sign in button. Just sign into your account and you're good to go. Okay, so the next thing that I want you to do is go to .env file and add your credentials. So basically you'll be adding your N8N's URL and the API key from your N8N. I'll show you how you can get those. Just go wherever you're hosting your N8N and just copy your URL until Cloud. Copy it, go back to project and just paste it over here. Then let's go back. Let's go to settings, N8N API, and just create a new API for yourself. Create an API, give it any name, save, copy, and just paste it over here. And you'll need to save this manually. Just click Control S and this is saved. So the next step is really simple. We just want to explain Claude Code that this is the automation that we want, and we just want you to make the automation in our N8N and just give us the link to that automation. That's it. We'll just be giving it prompt. That's it. And if you're not seeing this bypass permission, just go to settings, search for Claude, and right under here you'll see this option, initial permission mode. Just click on bypass and you're good to go. What this does is actually it goes to N8N by itself and without your permission. I mean, you will be watching all of the things it will be doing. Okay, so now let's just explain Claude Code that this is the automation that we want to create in our N8N. The first thing, we have to call claude.md file because those are the instructions, those are basically the structure that Claude Code will be following. Let's write @claude.md. we have called Claude Code. That Claude Code, we want this. Claude.markdown file is basically an instruction that this is how we want the project. So let's read out this line. This project enables Claude to build high quality N8N workflows using N8N, MCP server, and N8N skills. So it has all of the information about 2,709 templates. So it basically makes our life much easier. Let's just try. I don't know how we can do voice chat. Let's use ChatGPT and just copy paste it over here. A Claude Code. So I want you to make an automation for a WordPress website. So basically we have an e-commerce website which has over 200 products. I'm not sure how are we able to feed that knowledge to the workflow that we're going to create. So for example, if someone asks for let's say if we have a workwear store of clothing, if someone asks for a hoodie, how are we able to give them the relevant answer for that hoodie? How are we able to feed that knowledge about our website to that customer, to that workflow, and how can the customer get the accurate response? So let's create a plan first for this automation and then proceed with the automation. Let's not use WordPress for now. Let's do our testing on N8N using N8N's messaging node, and later on we can add WordPress inside. This will basically be for WordPress, but just for testing purposes, let's just not use WordPress for now and just use the messaging feature, messaging node that we have right now in N8N. Okay, let's just copy this and paste it over here, and it messed up. It's let's not try it. Hey, Claude Code. If we have any other mistake, N8N, so yeah, that's fine. N8N, yeah. So the next thing that I want you to do is change this bypass permission to plan mode, because right now we're planning and we want the result to be accurate. Let's just change this to plan mode, and let's just organize this a little bit. Okay, everything looks fine. Just hit enter and let's see the magic. Okay, so I understand you want to build a product knowledge assistant for WordPress e-commerce. The key challenge is how to make 200 products searchable and answerable by AI. So it's actually working very hard, right? It also mentioned WooCommerce WordPress products. So let's see, I have a clear picture of solution for your 200 plus products e-commerce chatbot. Will use RAG. Okay, so now it's asking me that which API do you want to use in this automation. You could basically use any API. I'll go with OpenAI because I like OpenAI's text. And where should we store your product knowledge base? Vector database. I'm not sure about this. We could also use Supabase. Like, I'm not sure which one should we be using. I guess we should use the already built-in database. It's actually inside N8N. Supabase, it's not inside N8N. Let's not talk much technical in this video. Test data for testing. How would you like to provide your products data initially? Okay, we have to provide some data to Claude. Manual sample, Google Sheets recommended, or CSV file. Good if you already have exports. Let me check if okay. So manual sample data. Let's use this one. I'll create a sample data set with 5-10 clothing products for testing. Let's use this one. What product information should the chatbot know about? Select all that apply. Name, description, price, category, variations. Yeah, I think this looks fine to me. Okay, so these were some of the questions that you cannot come up with. Okay, so the AI model Claude Code is actually very smart in these stuff. It has asked me questions that I could never think of myself. Okay, so now Claude has actually created a plan, and let's read out the plan. Okay, this is a long text. Okay, we also have a manual thingy. Okay, WordPress e-commerce product chatbot implementation plan. Build an AI agent assistant chatbot for clothing e-commerce store, 200 plus products using RAG. Okay, the chatbot will answer customer queries. Use N8N's chat trigger for testing WordPress integration later. Okay, looks fine. And it also has made this graph, which is actually very interesting. Workflow 1, product ingestion, manual triggers, sample products, OpenAI embedding, vector store. Okay, looks fine. Technical choices, AI model, OpenAI. Okay, like it has given me each and every detail. So basically this is the document that you can actually use for marketing purposes as well. Just go ahead and copy the title of this plan, which you can scale. For example, if you're selling it to one client, you can create a PDF file and show it to the other client. That this is also something that we're working on right now. I mean, this overview and all of this stuff is actually very interesting. So it has written every steps as well, implementation, and this is actually very professional. Simple products to create. Okay, chat trigger. Your role, this is a prompt. Okay, test chatbot. Yeah, just go ahead and read the prompt. It should be fine. Answer questions and order details, prices. Okay, test the chatbot. Do you have any queries? Okay, I think everything looks fine to me. Okay, it has also given the cost, that this will be the cost, which is pretty amazing. I think everything looks fine to me. Let's yes it and auto accept. Review the plan above and decide whether to proceed. Yes and auto accept. And it's asking me, do you want to proceed with MCP, N8N MCP get node? Yes, why not? Okay, so it's actually thinking, ruminating. I don't know what that means. Cogitating. I don't know what that means as well. Puttering. Oh my god. Okay. Computing. I know what that means actually. Spinning. Do you want to proceed with MCP, N8N, MCP, N8N create workflow? Yeah, why not? That's why we're here. Okay, do you want to proceed with MCP, N8N and validate workflow? Yes, why not? So I think it will make one mistake, because if you see in its checklist, it didn't write that it has to give you a link to the workflow. I think it will give you a code to the workflow, which we don't want. But the code that it will give, its result will be better than the normal Claude code, because right now we have already trained this project that this is how nodes work, this is what is N8N and all of that stuff. The code that you'll be getting inside this Claude code will be very different from the code that you get from simple Claude code just by typing a prompt in Claude Code's app. So the reason is simple, because we have taught this Visual Studio Code that this is a project, these are the nodes, all of the stuff, and the Claude Code that's inside this project is actually expert in N8N. Let's do yes. That you will okay, so I just told it that go ahead and do whatever you want, and just give me a link when this ends. Do you want to proceed with MCP and N8N MCP workflow? I don't know why it's asking me again and again about the same thing. N8N MCP. Okay, let's ask it to give me the link, the workflow when you're done. Let's see what it says. Your workflow links. Okay, so it has successfully created the workflows. Let's just open this link. Let's copy link and let's paste it over here. Okay, so it has actually created a workflow. It has also documented this stuff, which is actually very amazing. Product ingestion. Okay, click text workflow to run the ingestions. This will create 10 sample products in the vector store, then activate the chat agent workflow to test. Okay, let's zoom out and see what we have. Okay, so if I were to create this workflow, it would take me like 2 or 3 hours. Let's check for the second link. Let's see what it has done. Okay, so this is the chat. This is product assistant agent. I don't know what it does. From AI mapping, custom node, install private nodes. Okay, we can just ask Claude Code about this. So it will be using OpenAI GPT-4o mini. Okay, product search. Let's see what this does. Our clothing product catalog, including hoodies, jeans, yep, all of that stuff. Okay, so let's read the manual as well. Run the product ingestion workflow first. Okay, so this is the product ingestion workflow. Okay, what do we have in here? Mm-hmm. Looks good. Let's run this workflow. Let's see what it does. Okay, so what's the error? Open error node. Okay, so we had this error. OpenAI embedding. Text ADA. I don't know what this does actually. Let's try it again. Load product documents. Okay, I think we have products listed. Run 10 of 10. So this is the title of the product. This is the content of product. Yeah, I think we have the embedding message. Yep. So it's working now. It's working fine. Let's just save this. I don't know what it says. Then activate the chat agent workflow to test. Memory key is clothing products. Both workflows must use the same memory key. Okay, memory key. Let's see which memory key are they using for now. Where is it being stored? Chunk size memory key. Database memory key. Okay, this is the memory key this is using. Yeah, so this node is actually taking a lot of time. Yeah, so we have the output, which is exciting. Okay, so memory is also executed. So this workflow is actually executed. Let's save it and test it on the second one. Okay, the first thing that we want to check in this workflow is our memory key. So let's see where our memory key is actually. Let's check for our memory key in product knowledge base and retrieve document as tools. Okay, so this is the memory key, which is the same as we have here. That's fine. That looks okay. Okay, so clothing store agent AI powered product assistant, run product ingestion workflow first. So what it did is actually it created a list of products, which you can see here. The title, the pricing is just a list of fake products. Those just doesn't exist. Then the next thing is we are using this workflow to actually answer our client. But I still have one confusion, that why are we using this node? It doesn't exist. So let's go back into our Claude Visual Studio Code and ask it that for this workflow, let's write that workflow, product assistant agent. Is not a node that N8N. Okay, so I want you to go in that workflow that is actually working. Product assistant agent is not a node that exists in N8N. So I want you to go in the workflow and add a node that is actually working, that actually exists. And please do not make any mistake again. Let's just paste the link for this workflow so it just has more clarification. And let's change this to bypass permission, because it will then go to our N8N and adjust the nodes that I just messed up. Let's hit enter and see what it does now. Okay, let me check the state of workflow and fix the current AI agent, the node type. So the thing that I told you earlier is that this project will actually give you so accurate result as compared to just normal outputs by Claude Code, or maybe if you're using ChatGPT. I mean, they will give you JSON files that are actually very like surprising to you, but those aren't very accurate. So it has actually done something. Chat agent workflow. Open this link and see what it did. Okay, so as you can see, it has changed that node to something very relevant. Let's test this automation now. Okay, let's first organize all of it. It looks fine. Everything is in place. Why is it showing this sign? Let's use the chat. Do you have hoodies? Okay, open node. Let's see what is the issue. A model subnode must be connected and enabled. A model subnode should be connected and enabled. Okay, so is this the issue? Let's use OpenAI chat model. Okay, that looks fine. Let's go ahead again. Do you have hoodies? Yep, so it's actually working. Oh my god, it's actually doing this diagram and thing. Okay, so this is a workflow that might take you 2-3 hours, and it was made in just few minutes. Everything was in front of you. You actually have to go more deep into this automation and maybe change prompts or some other stuff and make it personalized to your whatever your result you're expecting from it. So this was it for this video. I hope you liked the video. The point of this video was that now Claude Code is your personal N8N engineer. It can write workflows, it can debug workflows, it can basically do anything in N8N. So now your job is to just write prompts, and that's it. So if you like the video, make sure to subscribe the channel, and see you in the next one.